We are looking at a 1917 American dollar bill. I had no idea that the old money was so big. Here's the problem. It's been completely ripped in half, and all the corners have been folded over. Now, we did some research. In absolute mint condition, like perfect uncirculated, one of these could be maybe as much as $500. One's in just regular crumpled condition, maybe worth $20. This one being torn in half, you know, maybe $5, a couple bucks. I couldn't even find on the internet what it's worth if it's basically trash like this. And you can see, I believe it may have already had some tape on it in this area here. So the reason I'm telling you this is I'm comfortable working on this for our client. This apparently was her father's. I don't know where her father got it. So the first thing we have to do is tape it together. And the tape I'm using is, here it is, self-adhesive hinging tape made by Line Co. It's translucent. It's really thin. I'm going to show you how thin it is if I can get it to actually peel off the backing paper. We're getting there. I'll try it this way here. There we go. Okay. So this stuff is really thin. It's so thin, it's hard to work with. It's almost just the adhesive, just a little bit of tape. So what I've done is, I don't want to take this stuff, right, and try to tape across the back. So what I've done is, I've taken a piece and I've taped it onto this board. This is sticky side up. Now, this is not the board it's going to end up on, but this is going to make it easier to place the dollar bill down. So I get 1/2 of the dollar bill pressed down. See how easy that was compared to trying to peel it and having this scrunchy tape all over the place? Now, here comes the tricky part. I think the key here is to line the face up as best as we can.
And this is the right side that she wants showing, right?
Yeah, she wants the face showing because we photographed the back. I think that's lined up really good. It's funny, the circle looks a little off on top where the circle lines up, but it looks perfect on the bottom. So this thing has shrunk and moved around. So I think we are going to go for it as best we can. And there it is. Now, I don't have my gloves on because I can't do this with gloves. It's too delicate. My hands are immaculately clean. Now, the rest of the battle. Hang on, I'm going to get a little blade to use. So we told her we would sort of unfold these corners as best as we can. I'm using the unsharp side of this blade. This is the sharp side. So this is folded in this way and then back that way. So the first thing I need to do is see if I can get this to pull apart without it cracking. And let's see. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, so that takes care of that one. And now that. When this does get mounted down, I would really love to put this down with acid-free clear corners, but this is so delicate, that's not going to work. So I'm going to glue each corner down with a little bit of reversible rice starch paste. Now let's see what's going on here. Yeah, this one is folded to the front, I believe. And if this is like stuck down somehow, I would abandon ship on this. Let's see if there we go. All right, I got this side to come up, but it's like it's locked in over here. See, this is free. I am using the blade side very carefully. Let's see what's happening here. This almost feels like it got stuck down with something, and I really don't want to force it. Okay, let's see. I'm going to leave that one for a minute and think about it. Now let's see this one here. Let's do this one. This looks like it's more doable. First, we're going to take care of this right here. There we go. Again, if these are somehow glued or stuck down, I would say this would need to go to a conservator, and I don't think she wants to do that. Let's see if we're under that. It's interesting. The ends seem really stuck.
God knows how long these been folded like this.
Oh yeah, you know,
Could
yeah,
be
probably it could be like 60 years, 100 years, who knows. Okay, so this is loosening up. Oh, I see, because it folds out to there. That's what was happening. That folding in. Now we have to get rid of or unfold this way. There we go. That's feeling pretty good. This was the problem. You said this is folded over? That was stopping this from coming up, and here we go. Look at that. And one more little fold to take care of. There we go. All right, now let's come back to this corner. Now this doesn't have the same like double fold stopping it from opening. Let me see. Okay, we got this open here. Okay, we've just got to deal with this. Let's see if we can get this moving. Got it. All right, look at that. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, no, this was the real tricky one. So let's see if we can think on this one for a minute. Let's see. Okay, I'm under. I am using the blade side, but very carefully. Now let's see what happens if we just try to hinge it up. Now let's check and make sure we're not getting a crack in there. That looks pretty good. Now what's going on? Oh, another fold, I think. I don't know. Oh, it looks like, look, it looks like the border had been cut off here. See that? This is the width, and then it got cut off. So this is going to stick up, but it is what it is. And, okay. Well, I got to say, that went better than I thought. Now, I have to carefully cut this tape away, and this whole thing will come off this board. Now, Kelly, this is when you get a little nervous. I'm doing stuff like this.
I couldn't do it.
Now, this is just, you know, be really careful and take your time. Okay, we're halfway through. I'm going to take care of the little notch later. We're going to come here. That looks really good. Ah, nice. Oh, there's a little notch of the stickum right there, but I'm not sure I should even go after that. Let's see. This one I'm going to have to. So I'm going to come right in here, and we're going to go like that. And go like that. Now I'm holding it down this time because the bottom's no longer attached, so I don't want too much of that to happen while I'm trying to trim it. Now, what I'm doing here is one thing, and I imagine the great paper conservator that we work with doing this on something that's worth tens of thousands of dollars, that I would not touch. And there it is. All right, before we put this down with the rice starch paste in each little corner and frame it, we're going to show you the back. Pretty cool. No, this is not a flashback to the 1980s. This is Line Co. Pure Rice Starch. And it makes rice starch or wheat starch, makes the most archival adhesive you can get. It's completely reversible with water. And you dilute it 1 to 5. So here I have 1 teaspoon of rice starch. Now, that was a door buzzer, and someone came in and Kelly had to run upstairs. So 1 teaspoon of rice starch, and you dilute it 1 to 5-ish. So now I'm going to add 5 teaspoons of water. And what I really need to get is a deeper, like a measuring spoon. 3, 4, a little more, 5. I need to get a measuring spoon like you use in the kitchen. Let me just go grab my little popsicle stick. Calico butter, best thing in the world, Michael's little sticks. They're amazing. You use them all the time. Okay, now we're going to stir it up. Now, the directions say to do, 20 seconds in the microwave several times, but this is such a small amount that you don't have to do that much, so we're going to get this in the microwave.
Go ahead.
Oh, by the way, that was distilled water. So now, I'm going to give it like 15 seconds to see what happens. Actually, that worked fine. That looks good. Now, you can really strain this if you were going to do a big thing, but I just need 2 little dollops of it. Perfect. Okay, I'm stirring. Kelly's getting annoyed with me because I'm moving too fast for the camera, but you have to stir this right away when it comes out. All right. So we're going to stop filming. In a minute, we're going to show you how I put this down with a little brush very carefully. And I have to let this cool a bit. Okay, now it kind of wants to bow up in the middle a little bit. So I'm going to do 2 little dollops right there in the center and then work out from that. So I'm going to move this away from my board. I'm going to take my little teeny brush and I'm just going to do a few little dollops. We're not trying to mount this down. We just want to tack it down so it's easily removable. This board is very oversized. Now this is release paper. Nothing sticks to it, just in case something would stick to the dollar bill, a little glue got on front. And now I'm going to weight the center down. And let that solidify before I come back and do the corners. All right, I'm going to start tacking these corners down with rice starch paste. What can happen when you do that is sometimes you can tack them down and not realize you're getting a little bit of a bow. I'm exaggerating here, but that can kind of happen where it lifts up because you've tacked it too close. When you tack it, you don't want to try to tug it to keep it flat because you can squish this cornstarch paste out onto the board. So this is a piece of foam core covered with release paper, which nothing sticks to. I'm going to weight this down here. And now I know I'm good and flat all the way out to here. I'm not worried about a bow happening between here and here. I think we're good. So now I'm going to get my little brush. Now, sometimes in life you make a decision, and my decision is that if a teeny bit of this rice starch paste shows, that's life. We really want to get this corner fairly flat. So I'm going to come in and just put a little dab under here, like that. Now, when I push it down, I'm going to push in like that. Okay. Piece of release paper and my little homemade glass weights. That's piles of glass wrapped in tape with apple in the bottom. Okay, I think that went pretty well. No disasters yet. Here we go. This is a little tricky. I think we'll start way in here. Just a little, there we go. Now I'm going to put it down. I'm going to push in from here so that I'm not pushing stuff out onto the board. Just in case some got out there, release paper so it won't stick to the weight. There we go. Every once in a while, you have a project that just goes perfectly. Kelly's going to kill me for saying that because every time I say that, something goes wrong. But I think this is going fairly well so far. A little bit right there. Move in. Okay. Homemade glass weight. There we go. Well, the nice thing about this type of paste is that if there is, well, there it is. If there was a problem, just a little distilled water on a brush and this comes right off. And that's why conservators and archivists really like this product, because it does no damage and it's easily reversible. That's very important. Okay. I'm a little farther out than I'd like to be on this one. So I'm going to move in, push in, push in. I think that looks pretty good. And that is it. And when we take the weights off, we'll let you see it before it goes into the frame. See how? Well, here it is. It came out much flatter than I would have ever hoped for. The board's been trimmed down, and now it gets a spacer, the glass, and gets put into the frame.